Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rabbit Hole and the Rabbit Hole FX demo show. My name is Alba, and I'm the chosen one to host you through our pedal demo today. In real life, I'm an audio engineer located in Germany and doing usually live shows and doing front of house monitors and everything that's related to audio in live shows. And as we all know, this is not an option nowadays because of the shit coronavirus that's going on right here. And I'm also not used to put my face in front of a camera and talk to an audience. It's my job today to show you some pedals. And different times, different options. The idea is, we will see how that's going to work out, is that I'm going to introduce you to Rabbit Hole, like what it is actually, and we have a closer look at the pedals and do some recommendations, how to use them, what to do with them. Earlier today I had two friends over to record some footage for you guys. One of them is Rainer, my good colleague from Germany also. He's an audio engineer. I did lots of live shows with him. He's in the business for a really long time, so I value his opinions, and he's playing bass for you later. Thanks, Rainer, for that thing. And also we have Miguel later seeing here. He's playing guitar for us and checking out the pedals as you would do on a pedal demo show. He's a guitarist of Bushfire. You should check out later when the stream is over. Bushfire, the band from Germany, Darmstadt. Heavy stoner blues rock, great band. I recommend that checking out for you later. Then the idea is to have a little more technical talk about the pedals. I did some measurements that I also use as some reference measurements for all the new pedals we built here. And so I got some, let's say screenshots of measurements for you guys for a little deeper insight of that. Okay, so Rabbit Hole FX is actually based in US, North Carolina, and run by Sophia, who's also known as the Pedal Lady. Pretty unique for this kind of business to be run by a woman, which I think is really great. There are two people in the background, I would say great engineers and electronic ninjas. That's Frank and Ed, two really great people, and I'm glad to know them. Thumbs up for you guys to make all these pedals possible, actually. So as it is, Sophia moved to Germany like almost a year ago, and we did set up a workshop and production here in Germany. So everything's handmade. It's the enclosures are polished here, they're printed here with UV printing. The boards are with a pick and place machine. All the components are put on the boards. There's love and perfection in it. We're gonna see this later in the more closer look at the pedals. The pedals that we have for you today is here. So from your right we have the Zero FX, which is a clean boost. Then we have the Merkin Fuzz, which is a fuzz pedal. Pretty great. More details later. In the middle we see the Pile of Sticks, which is also a fuzz pedal with a really unique sound, and also the phaser, second from the left, which is a pretty unique phaser and makes everybody laugh, that, or let's say smile, when we plug them in. Especially great for bass players. I made lots of bass players smile on that one. And on the left, you see the Zero FX headphone amp. That's actually the same pedal as on the far right, the Zero FX, the clean boost, but this one includes a headphone amp with 2 headphone output jacks. So we're gonna have a closer look on that later. First of all, I'm gonna tell you how we set up here. So for the let's see this one here. So for the guitar, we're running in through a pretty old Park amp. I have a microphone in front of it. It's a old school Sennheiser Blackfire 509, which is, I think, one of the greatest mics for guitars. And also a little nostalgic right now is our mixer we have here. It's an old Digi 002 running in a standalone mode to get all the signals in there and run into the stream. And of course our pedals. We plug in into the right side, into the Merkin, going into the pile of sticks, the phaser, headphone, the clean boost, and then the headphone amp and clean boost, which we put at the end of it, because if you want to use it as a headphone amp, you want to use all your pedals within it. So with the guitar, we go in the Park. For the bass, we have just the DI box. We run straight into the mixer after, and that's how we set up. So that's the idea we had to make it sound good for you, and you get a picture of all that. So starting again with a closer look at the Zero FX. Here you get a bigger picture of it. It's the clean boost, which has actually a complete range of 21.7 dB from all the way left to all the way right. So wherever your unity gain sits, then you have pretty much a boost of like 10 dB at least. So it's great for just using it as a solo pedal. Like if you play your solos, you can have a little boost on it, or if you play a little laid back thing in your songs, you can just turn it down a little, just hit the button, and you're a little back in the mix. Also, what I really like about it is you can use it right in front of the DI box. So especially in a studio situation, you have a bass player, for example. You have a bass player and he's playing pretty soft, and you want to give your DI box or the sound a little more grit. You just turn it up, the boost a little, and you get it going in there. Also, if you have heavy strokers or slapping parts, bass playing, you don't need a limiter or anything, which is actually manipulating your sound, which you don't want. So you put the Zero FX in front of it, and it gives you the possibility not to override your DI box or distort your DI box, which is really great. Also, like for live situations, I pretty often have the situation where I've like acoustic guitar plays on stage, which are like heavy strokers, and the guitar is a pretty high output. So the DI box sometimes, if I remember, it's on active DI boxes, they often distort. And you can't do anything with it on front of house, but you have this distorted sound and clipping. So you put this pedal in it, turn it down a little, and you're all good to go. Closer look on the Zero headphone. Same pedal actually, you can do the same stuff with it, and you have 2 headphone jacks on there. And this pedal is kind of was the idea and is created for the usually pedal demo shows we do, where you can have the player listen to through the headphones, and also like the person demoing it can have a second pair of headphones and listen to the same stuff, and can tweak knobs and hear what the demoing person is actually hearing. Or if there's some accompany with the player, to not get bored at a show, they can both listen to what's going on there. Let's go over to the Merkin. The Merkin, I think it's a great design pedal. It's a fuzz. You can see it has a volume, a fuzz volume, and a gain and sustain stage. It also has a low cut switch and an octave switch, which I take a closer look in a bit. And pretty unique on like both of the fuzzes we present you today is the clean volume, which is the pot on the right. Clean volume is designed for having your clean signal that you put in the input, no matter it's bass or guitar or whatever. It's not affected by any other knobs or switches on the pedal. It gives you the absolute directly clean volume of your instrument, which makes it pretty unique and great for bass players where you want to keep your low end. I often have the situation live that we have like rock bands, stoner bands or whatever, heavy rock bands, metal bands, and once the bass player steps on the fuzzes or distortion pedals, we're losing low end. There's no low end anymore, and it kind of gets more in the way with the guitars. And there's just no balls anymore. So clean volume is the unique thing about all these pedals. The low cut is a cut switch, which takes a bit out of your low end, which is more great like maybe for guitar players or for special effects when you turn down the clean volume and just use the fuzz. And the octave gives you another octave on top of your sound, which makes your guitar or bass just fuller right away. It's just fuller, and it sounds like maybe two people are playing, or it's just a great switch. This is the pedal with sustain from hell. You will probably hear later when we're looking into our guitar and bass player. This gain and sustain stage gives you a really long sustain on your tones. The great thing about the Merkin, it has a more harmonic distortion or harmonic fuzz, and you can dial in a really great like bluesy fuzz, and it's great. You're gonna hear it later. So closer look on the pile of sticks. As you can see, the pile of sticks is kind of designed for the metal bands where you can't even read what their name is. So kind of looks the same. I think it's a great design. Here we have again the clean volume, which gives you access to your balls of the instrument. It doesn't take away any of your low end. Low and high section, gain, the chaos part, and the fuzz volume again. So it's all separate. Clean volume goes straight through, is not affected by any other parts. And the unique thing about this pedal is that it has like kind of two kind of distortion sections in it. So it does the harmonic distortion and also does an intermodulation distortion or fuzz, which are combined in that pedal. So the more chaos you put in there, the more intermodulation you get, and the crazier it gets. And it's inside, it's combined with a little like kind of gating sound, which gives you also some kind of unique sounds here. Further up, there is the phaser, only a 3-pot pedal. It's really great. It's an 8-stage analog phaser. It's amazing. We have like some people reaching out to us who tried or have the pedal, and they've been looking for some kind of this for a long time, and they found it. So all the pedals are true bypass pedals. They have a trim pot inside where you can adjust your LED brightness, which is kind of pretty cool, because if it's too bright for you, you can just dim it down a little, or if you need it more because, you know, little sunlight and you play lots of open airs, you can brighten it up. The enclosures are all 125B enclosures, standards. And they all come with the calling soft switches, which makes it pretty cool. So it's not really loud when you press the button, and also you can push it with your hands, which makes them also really comfortable to use for synth players. Because as I see or as I know, synth players often use your pedals by hand. So all the components inside the pedals are high quality. We have silicone transistors in there for replicability. That's something, yeah, we do want for them. So the pedals sound pretty the same, and they're also reliable. I can maybe, yeah, I'm gonna show you, give me a second. I'm gonna show you the insides of the pedals real quick. So we're gonna start with the Merkin. The inside, you see, it's pretty full. So they all run only with the 9-volt DC. There's no battery option. It's high technical stuff in there. It's not like simple stuff, all PCB boards. Here we have the pile of sticks from the inside. You can read it's saying Chaosmic Fuzz. It's been redesigned from the outside only, so the design of the pedal has been changed, and the name changed from Chaosmic to Pile of Sticks, which, yeah, is kind of more, let's say it represents more what it's for. Here you can see the inside of the phaser. It's the fullest thing. We have the VCF and the VCO, so the voltage controlled filter and the voltage controlled oscillator, which are sitting on top of the board, and it's, yeah, it's amazing, I think. A little smaller is the clean boost. Doesn't need so much, so there's a little more space in it, but also kind of full. And last but not least, the same clean boost with a headphone amp, a little fuller because of the headphone amp we need there. Okay, so that's it for the pedals at the moment. Um, Let me check real quick. I think we can head on and go to some pre-recorded footage we did today. Because as I mentioned earlier, I had Rainer over today for playing some bass. And I just think we're gonna show you what we did and listen to what he played on the pedals, and I'm gonna show this to you right now. Enjoy this little video, and I'm coming back to you after. So, welcome Rainer now, my friend who's playing bass today for us. And as you may see on his hand, he had a little accident during his vacation he just took. But it's working, so he can play. And we'll see how it's gonna be. He had the opportunity to check out the pedals for a few weeks. We gave him a demo board, and he tried them out with his band and for himself. And yeah, I'm really curious what he's gonna say about it. He brought some basses for us today. Probably he's gonna introduce them to us, as usually that's happening. So tell us something.
Yeah,
How do you feel about the pedals?
welcome. And yeah, I had the opportunity to try the Rabbit Hole FX. I remember the first time I met Sophia, and she said, "You're gonna love the my pedals," and I'm pretty convinced. So, anyways, I brought a 85 raw bass with me. It's my workhorse. I'm playing it since, and I brought it for some reason, because I found out that most of the pedals these days, they don't like the output of a whatever active bass, because the input stage most of the times is overwhelmed by the output of the bass. But yeah, obviously these pedals aren't. So yeah, I think we want to start with American first. I have to put on the headphones, because then I hear what I'm doing here. And so, anyways, what I like about them first is, of course, their front plate, because they are very nicely made, and nice graphics to them. And well, first of all, the American. So it's a fuzz pedal, a couple of knobs, couple of switches in this case. And so let's put some bass into it. So this would be the clean signal, the clean signal at all. And what you can do then, I mean, you have a clean volume here. This is actually the sound, the dry sound of your bass guitar. Then comes the volume of the FX, or in this case the fuzz. If I turn it up, you hear it right away. I have a not so aggressive setting going on here, and yeah, let's hear it. As you might have noticed, I'm very hard on the attack, so yeah. That was just a standard setting on that fuzz. Let's try something, because we have a switch here that is called low, and what you can tell is, as soon as you bring it in, you have a lot more bottom end to the sound. You have a lot more bottom end to the sound. as I take it out again, well, here, it's a lot more high end to it. So let's turn the whole thing up a bit and turn down. This would be the fuzz all up, and I think this is quite impressive, what I think. And now put the low stage in again. You can tell this will give you enough low end to battle with a guitar player. So let's turn the fuzz back a little bit again. Leave the low switch on, and here we go. We have underneath the low switch we have that octave switch, and by just switching it, bringing it in, you can tell what's happening there. This is off. This is on. There's a lot more bite to the sound. So, and now comes the very, what I think one of the main features and one of the good things these pedals have. Now we bring in the dry signal of the bass and turn down the fuzz a little bit. And here we go. As you might have noticed, there's still enough of let's say meat of the bass guitar, which is quite good, because if you most of the times you want to have a bit more of the clear bottom end of your bass guitar, and this is exactly what will happen if you bring up the clean volume. So let's try something else, because so in this case we just have the top end of the fuzz, and now we bring in some of the guitar. What you hear here is now a little bit of fuzz underneath the bass sound, and here this is was just without the low switch. Here comes the low switch with it. Sorry for that. It thickens up the tone quite a bit, and here comes the bite. All right, so
great.
So far for the American.
Yeah, so that sounds good. You introduced the pedal quite well, I would say. Maybe we're gonna later, when we introduce the other pedals too, we're gonna play something, and I'm gonna turn the microphone off, so we just have the clean signal going into the stream, and you can hear without any like noise from the room or anything. So what about going to the pile of sticks? Huh? You gonna say something to that?
Yeah. The Pyro Sticks, well, the Pyro Sticks is what I say, the first time I've used it, it's a monster. It really is a monster. And I really liked to play with it because, I mean, due to the virus situation going on, I only had the chance to try the pedals in the rehearsal room. But nonetheless, the colleagues that heard the Pyro Sticks, well, they were in awe. It's a monster. So let's get to it. Here we have basically, it's a little bit more, there are a lot more knobs on it, and I will tell you what the things are actually doing. Let's get the fuzz volume first out of it. What you hear now is a clear bass signal. I just want to make sure that we are, as you can see, it doesn't change anything in here. So now let's put we have a little EQ section in here, which two knobs, low and high. I suppose Michael will tell you exactly what they do from a electrical standpoint. I will show you what they do from a sound standpoint. So let's go first. We turn up the fuzz here. You can actually tell by when I turn it up that the character of it is very different to the American. It's a lot more aggressive. That's why I say it's a monster. So as you see, we have the normal gain. A normal gain up here. Let's turn down the clean signal of the bass so you hear more what's going on, because as soon as you turn up the gain, you can hear how the whole pedal starts to pump, which is quite good. I love it. So let's go, and I hear it. Goes on forever. I love it. So anyways, let's put it back into something that is a little bit more into a more medium setting. I'm bringing the bass as well. Oh no, let's go to that low and high. So low first. I turn it down. Takes a lot of the bottom end out. This would be the normal position, what I would call it, and then you bring it in. You can tell there's a lot of low end happening there. So let's put that back into neutral and do the same with a high knob. It seems like it's cutting off the top end of the signal, of the fuzz signal, by the way. And now I turn it up again. It gives a lot more bite to it. Let's do something very special. Put in the high as it goes. Take out the lows as low as it goes. We got something like that. And let's put the that's so far, and now do the opposite. Let's try something like put a lot of high end into the bass signal. you hear what's happening there, but that would be very extreme, and I suppose it's not necessarily what you want to use in a day-to-day environment if you play. So anyways, here we go. Because there we forgot about one knob. That's the one called Chaos, and here comes the monster. Because I just gonna start and turn it up. I mean, if this isn't destructive, nothing else will be. If you use it in together with EQ knobs with low and high, you have a lot more control about what's happening. But you can hear already how this thing bites. Less chaos, a little bit more low end, a little less high end, a little bit more gain. You might have guessed this one. So anyways, that's what I've got to say to the paddle sticks.
Great. Yeah, I mean the main difference between the American fuzz and the pile of sticks fuzz is that the American fuzz has just an harmonic fuzz section in there, and the pile of sticks has two fuzz sections in there, which is actually a harmonic fuzz and a intermodulation fuzz. And the more chaos you put in there, the more intermodulation you have, and you get some kind of, let's say, controllable chaos in there, which is really great. But what are you going to say about the phaser now?
Well, the phaser, first thing that I noticed when I've tried it, it has a very different sound to what I was used to because I mean phasers. I remember the first phaser I bought was one of these blue pedals by Ibanez, and well, it was this kind of phaser sound. But now listen to that. As you might have noticed, it has a lot of vocal quality to it. Let's call it that way, because if you bring up the feedback a bit more, it has this, is it vowel? Yeah, I think it's a vowel quality to it. And especially when it comes to it has a very, okay, yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know how to describe it because from a phaser standpoint, it's different, all different sounds, and we will show you later what it sounds like if you use it with one of the with a monster or with American fuzz. Because you will have a lot more of what's going on phaser-wise. You will hear that. But anyways, it's the first time that I hear a phaser that is actually doing a phaser thing. However, yeah, that's what I've got to say to it.
Okay. Then we have the fourth pedal on there, which is the clean boost. You gonna say anything about this?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe how you use it or what
Yeah.
you think?
Hang on. All right. So here we go again. So it's a straightforward thing happening here. You already heard it because if you dial it down, you lose a lot of volume. If you bring it up, you win a lot. I don't know how many dBs would that be. You know that, Michael?
It's total like 21.7, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I use it for in the rehearsal room is first of all, if you start to solo and you want to bring it up, so you're in a normal playing situation, and then you bring it up, and you have a lot more volume on your hand, as well. If you want to do it the other way around, you switch it off. You are in a normal playing situation, and then you bring it in, and you lose a little bit. There are two models of that pedal. The second model, that's the one on the left side, has the same features basically, but there's also a headphone amp built in, by the way, with two jacks, so you can connect two headphones to it. You have obviously you have a volume knob for it, and so whenever you're in need of something, you just want to rehearse a bit or so, you can use that as a amplifier. So you hear what you're doing. You don't need necessarily a rig or whatever. So yeah, that's basically what's going on here.
Great. So you said something about playing the pile of sticks or the merkin together with a phaser.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we're gonna hear that again.
Yeah. Of course. Here we go. So let's. I mean.
Great. That sounds great for me.
Good. So yeah.
Thanks for this introduction on the pedals in a little more detail. I think if you like, now we brought some like backing drum tracks to play along with a little bit, and I think we just turn them on and have Rainer play with all of the pedals, changing some settings, and listen what's going on there. I'm gonna turn the microphone from the room off now, so because we're not gonna talk for a little while, so you can have the clean signal going into the stream without hearing some kind of strings rattling or something. And yeah, just let's see what's happening.
Let's see what's happening. You're right.
And enjoy. Okay, now we changed some backing tracks, and Ryan is going to jam out a little bit, and during this we're going to tweak some knobs, push some buttons on the pedals, and see how that's going to work out. Enjoy! So thank you, Rainer, for giving us an inside view on the pedals by playing them.
Was a
So,
pleasure.
do you have some like kind of resume for all the
A
things?
resume. First of all, you might have noticed the last couple of things I played on that walnut Rickenbacker. So you can actually tell that the pedals also project the character of the bass you're actually playing. So resume, great stuff. That's all I have to say. And as soon as I have the bread, I would get at least both the American and the parlor sticks. Thank you.
And because he likes the phaser and the pile of sticks, he's probably gonna get the phaser too.
As well.
And one day he needs the clean boost as well. So,
Yeah.
and for rehearsing at home
Certainly.
when you have to be quiet on a Sunday, the headphone amp is there too. Okay.
Definitely. That's
Thank
it.
you for being here.
Yeah,
and,
it was a pleasure.
Great. So that was really great having Rainer here over today, and you get the idea of what the pedals can do. They have such a wide range of sounds you can play with. They keep the low end, as I told you before. I'm gonna later on show you some measurements and where you can actually see that the low end is there and stays, and you have the balls and everything. So thanks, Rainer, again. It was so good having you here. And as we're not so often for jobs together right now because, you know, there's no live shows we can do together, but usually we do work together, and it's always a pleasure. Now we're gonna change over to guitar playing. So we had Miguel over earlier, as I mentioned before. He's the guitarist from Bushfire, a local band here from Darmstadt, playing heavy stone and blues rock, and I like them a lot. I love it. I love to do shows with them, and great people. I know him for decades. And Miguel is starting with a Gibson Les Paul Standard custom shop from 60s, and let's just listen to it. Enjoy. Okay, so now we're gonna say hi to Miguel, and we just pretend he's gonna show up at a pedal show and plug it into the pedals. He had not the opportunity to have the pedals for a few weeks to check him out. So he's just coming in, it's like you would if you go to a pedal show, and try the pedals out. So I would say enjoy and listen to it. So that was Miguel playing his Les Paul. Now we plugged him in with his Squier Telecaster with a Jazzmaster pickup, and that was amazing. Listen to it. So that was Miguel with his Squire Telecaster, and finally we got to plug him in with a Fender Strat, Custom Shop USA. So just a little short how it sounds with that one. Enjoy. Wow. Thank you, Miguel. This was amazing.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say. Um, do you have anything to say to the pedals?
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you first of all, and Safia for having me, because this was kind of really a spontaneous thing, and I was just fooling around, and it was really quite inspiring, I gotta say. So I really love this stuff, and it was really cool to try it with some different guitars, which you heard gives a different feel, and the pedals respond very well to that. So I'd say try it out. It's really, really good stuff.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks for being here and
you.
amazing.
Cheers.
So that was Miguel over here today, and we had a great time. I think you could hear and get the idea of how the pedals respond to different guitars, different pickups, to different basses, and what's the idea of like keeping low end or having extreme settings. Like you can fool around with these things from like a smooth fast signal bluesy style to total chaos. You heard how you can stack up different kinds of pedals next to each other and still have some kind of control on the sound with the clean volume knob. So you can actually like send the signal through from the first pedal and just add some fuzz or some phaser to it. And the this I like the most that they're so great in the low end. They keep your balls. It's amazing, and the variety of settings you have is for me, in my opinion, is like really great. I barely hear pedals that sound like this. Now, to show you a little more what's actually going on visually, I said earlier I did some measurements and we're looking at the frequency response here. And it shows you, I measured it with pink noise. So ideally it would be a flat line. And we start with the 0fx. That's the easiest curve also to understand what I'm talking about. So here we go. This purple curve down here would be the setting for totally left, so down, and the green curve would be the right setting, which is a dB range of 21.7 dB. And as you can see here, it's so flat, and it goes down to almost 31.5 hertz, as you can see here, without actually losing anything, also going up to the highs. I mean, if you think that a guitar box or amp is pretty much cutting off at 5 kilohertz, you can use this thing for synth or any signal you send through and won't lose anything. And so this would be the spectrum of the clean boost. Now I'm gonna go to, let's say we're gonna look at the Merkin. The Merkin here, we have a little more curves. You see on the upper side of the window, you can see what each curves are actually showing. So for example, the green curve in the low end would be the fuzz volume all the way up. The gain would be up. Everything else would be down. So you see here, there's a roll off down in the lower section, and it goes up. I mean 4, 5, 8 kilohertz, where it's doing something, lowering your signal. The red curve in the highs, for example, is all the knobs down, it's just fuzz volume up. So there's the highs going down, and the purple curve you can see is all the knobs up, the octave is off. So you see here how the low end is there. You have the clean signal going through, you're not losing any low end, it keeps your balls, and also it goes all the way up in the highs without losing anything. The curves in between are just different settings to show you what it's actually doing with different kind of settings. And I think this is really great for a pedal like this to especially keep everything there in the low end if you want it and if you need it. And the pile of sticks, for example, we can see also what the EQ section is doing. Like the orange curve, for example, is the clean volume is all down, though there's no clean signal from it. The fuzz volume is up, the gain is up, and the chaos is down, and the low is down. So it's really rolling off your low end if you want that for a special sound, but keeps everything on the upper side. Also the like let's say, what is it? I don't know what the color is called though. But underneath the orange curve, we have the clean volume down, the lows down, and everything else is up. So here you see you can even lower your low end more, up to 1 kilohertz or even a little higher, for like special sounds, special effects, and so on, for a unique sound that you need to just fool around and mess around and do some crazy stuff with it. especially if you maybe stack it up with the phaser or other effects. You can go get into totally psychedelic and whatever you want by using different settings. Also here in the upper curve, maybe the green one, the darker green one, all is up. All the knobs are up. You see, you're keeping your low end. It's all there. You're not losing anything, and the highs are all the way up. It's just there. Yeah, you can go through different kind of colors and see the settings. How we do the extreme settings on the pedals to have on one hand a reference for measuring the new pedals we produced here, so we have a consistency and can make them sound all the same. Last I have here is the curse of the phaser, and because of, yeah, first of all, you see also the low end. The phaser doesn't have the clean volume, but it doesn't need it. It keeps everything there. And like the purple curve, the blue curve is like it's all there. And you see where the filters are set, and the green curve and the red curve, for example, it's the modulation. So when you measure it, it's moving. It's the moving section from the rate and the depth. So it's moving from up to the red dip here, and goes back to the green and moves up again. So the main thing is, what I want to show you here is there is the low end that you need and that you want for bass, for low end guitar stuff, for synthesizers, and so on and so on. So I think that gives you a visual about what you hear, and you can see that it's all there and you're not losing anything, which makes it great. You could hear when Miguel was playing or Rainer was playing, you can really stick through the mix. You can separate your bass from the guitars with the low end you have, but also it's separated from other low end instruments like kick drum. There's no need in the mix to just figure out, oh, how can I separate it? The pedals actually do it themselves, and I like it. I think you should try it out and check them out wherever you can. It's great stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the demo we did today, and also I hope we can see us again soon in person. We miss hugs, we miss talking, we miss live events. We're kind of locked down pretty much because of this shitty fucking virus that's going around since March. We all want to work. We thank everyone who's taking part in trying to get the live industry back up, for everybody who's talking with our governments for help, whatever we can do. We do want to work, and we love it. We miss shows. We want shows. Everybody's missing it. We want to go out. And we all hope that this virtual stuff that we're having, which is great on one hand, to show this stuff around to the world and you can participate in, but we want the live shows and we need the live shows. And also, I'm more used to sitting behind a mixer and making other people sound good instead of putting my face in a camera and being kind of on stage myself and talking. So in person is way better, and I want to thank you again for watching our stream. And if you have any like things you want to know about the pedals, check out www.rabbitholefx.com. We have infos there, we have pictures, and you can reach Sophia directly on info@rabbitholefx.com if you want to see the pedals in person maybe soon, if it's possible, or if you have any questions further, check it out, drop a line, tell us. And I want to thank again for Ed doing a great job being in the US, for Frank, the two engineered ninjas, I would say. Thank you for Sophia, who's a great person and the owner of the company Rabbit Hole Effects. And for Rainer being here, for Miguel being here, playing some stuff for you guys so you can actually hear what's going on in the pedals. And also for Paolo for making the event possible and collaborate all the different kinds of builders and making that possible to show all this around and making a platform in times where it's not possible to do the normal Stompbox exhibits that he's usually doing and that are great. And I hope we can meet there again soon and travel around the world without being afraid of getting anything we don't want. We were streaming from Germany today. It's pretty late already, so for us we had a tough day. We did set up some kind of little studio here for streaming. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. And yes, enjoy all the other videos that are out now on the website now. And thank you very much. Enjoy your day. And if I figure it out, you will access the stream continuously and scroll through it, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and goodbye. So we are out.